One Piece chapter 1165 is here. And brother, we're here to talk about this damn chapter. If you have not read the spoilers for yourself though yet, make sure to check it out in the pinned comment. I'll source it out and it'll be typed out piece by piece if that is all you're really here for. Because today, we're just here to yap about this damn chapter. So getting right into it, we got another reader request. We're gonna have these for like the next half year, so be ready for them. But here this week, they requested to see Beppo lying on Zeus's pillow. And Oda decided to add Law and a giant sheep into the mix. So it sounds pretty cool. One thing I do like about these reader requests, despite them not being canon, is that it's a great way to like catch up with old and popular characters. Like last week we had Perona and Mihawk and Randolph, and now here we have Law, Zeus, and Beppo. Who's next? If I had to guess, if I want to put money down, please, Oda, give us Gecko Moria or Captain Kidd. I don't know what it is. Somebody mentioned it the other day. They're like, yo, Sai and his love for losers in the series, it needs to be studied. And you guys aren't wrong. Like, even from the brief spoilers, we heard about a guy named Polo, and I said, oh my God, it's the Phoenix King, the father of the Phoenixes. Like, yeah, I do like stupid characters, so, seeing bozos come back, that really just makes my heart warm. I have a thing for underdogs, man. What can I say? Getting into the chapter, enough yapping right there. We see that Garp is confirmed to have the voice of all things. Last chapter, there were some people who said, oh, maybe Garp didn't hear it. He didn't really say anything about it. But here we have it. Garp says, hey, Roger, do you hear somebody? So that confirms it right there. And then, of course, we go on and we get multiple pages of Garp and Roger fighting Syvduck. Apparently, most of their attacks do not work on rocks because he's just so damn durable. These monsters end up clashing multiple times. They split the sky. They destroy mountains. And it's like, yo, by the end of God Valley, we will not recognize this place. Like, the theory that God Valley is actually Thriller Bark, it's looking better and better each chapter. But of course, we do have to see if Emu will fully destroy the island when all is said and done. Because of course, that'll, put the pin in the coffin. So, we see that after the clash, Garp and Roger are a little bit wounded. But they're not done yet. They take off their jackets and they're ready to continue fighting. I love that, dude. That's some anime stuff right there. Like, oh, let me just get a quick wardrobe change. This jacket's a little bit heavy. Let me just take it off. They get a call from their respective crews. Garp gets called up by Marines. Roger gets called up by the crew. And they simply say that we will return. You guys just go on ahead. And Garp, he's like, hey, Roger, rocks. I came here to arrest you guys, but maybe not anymore. Roger says, yeah, and my plan was to get Shaki, treasure, and to get the hell out of here. But now it seems like we're going to have to team up. And that is when part 2 of the fighting commences. I love that, right? Oda really splits this up into 3 separate parts. Part 1, part 2, and then of course, into the chapter, we get like part 3. This is a pure fighting chapter, in my opinion. But of course, we do cut away at that point in time, and we see what all the other pirates on the island are up to. The Roger pirates have successfully made it to the ship. They drop Shaki off there, and then we next see Kyo, who, last we saw, he was getting his ass beat by Marco's dad. And now he's leaving. That's, unfortunate for him. Imagine that. That's your legacy. We're gonna walk away from this flashback saying, oh, Kyo, the guy who got kicked and that was it? Like, bro, Kyo, come on. You're supposed to be Shiki's rival. He ends up taking a ship off the island as well. Shiki also says this is the end of the Rocks Pirates as he leaves. Next up, we see Kaido and Big Mom also leaving the island. Lin tells Kaido that he owes her a lifelong debt, and Kaido says, no. I got that fruit fair and square, and next time you see me, my crew that's built off of violence will be better than yours, Lin. We just get a lot of trash talk going back and forth. Next, we see Streusen, who I kind of forgot was on this island at all. He says, Lin, what are you doing? We gotta go. Let's take the treasures and leave. And yes, we just see character after character here. The next big character we get an update on is Whitebeard, and he's also leaving as well, with Polo, Marco's apparent father. Polo says, Newgate, you are the one who crushed that mountain, didn't ya? Looks like your crew's falling apart. My name is Graham. I'm a huge fan of yours. You got no ship to return to, huh? You should work with me. And we get the reveal that he's actually the captain of his own pirate group, which, is a little bit odd. You know, initially, when we saw him beating up Kyo, a lot of people were under the assumption, myself included, that this was a Marine, right? Like, oh, like, yeah, I get the Rocks pirates are fighting each other, but why would you fight Kyo? And even then, like, why would other pirate groups be on the island? It just made a lot of sense for this to be a Marine or another Rocks pirate crewmate. But no, I guess the Polo Pirates just showed up to God Valley. I guess good old Genie's radio waves actually reached this guy. So yes, it looks like Whitebeard does end up joining with him, even though in this chapter, Whitebeard says, you sound like a pain, get lost. Which, yeah, Whitebeard comes around, man. He definitely comes around to this guy. And I'm curious, does Polo end up being Whitebeard's first mate? Which would be pretty cool, right? Polo would be Whitebeard's first Nakama. And then we have Marco, who is the first division commander. It's like father, like son. I think that's pretty awesome. I do wonder how strong Polo is. You know, granted, meathead side of me is like, oh, how strong is Polo, though? What's his bounty? Does he have a devil fruit? Hey, I'm genuinely curious, man. Viver cards, please come in clutch when it comes to that. Actually, when it comes to the Viver cards, I kind of hope it does give us a lot of information about the Rocks Pirates. Maybe it's just me, but I do like seeing bounties, and I would have loved to have seen how high Newgate's bounty was during this flashback. Kaido, Big Mom, Stussy, Ganzu, like all these guys. I don't know, I just think that'd be a lot of fun. So, the next group we get an update on is Stussy, Ganzui, and Gilbastar, Oda's prototype character. Coming into the fray, finally, they're running away from the island with several treasure chests in tow, and Gilbastar is accompanied by a ghost that looks similar to Perona's Horo Horo no Mi. What? How is this possible? Okay, first up, I love what Oda did here, because last chapter, of course, not canon, but we saw Perona and Mihawk in the reader request. And then here we are in this week, it's like, oh, like, here's Perona's ghost. That is the fun part, right? Oda does like to tie in things like that, and I think that's just a perfect example. As far as who has Perona's devil fruit, I'm not even too sure. Because Stussy can't have it because she's still alive. Ganzui has the Bamu Bamu no Mi. You could say Gilbastar has it, but the weird thing about Gilbastar, and I guess we'll learn more about him in this chapter when we see him in the panels, but he has this weird 2-4-arm thing going on. In some instances, he has 4 arms. In Thriller Bark, 4 arms. When he first hopped off the ship at God Valley, 4 arms. But and then, like 2 or 3 chapters after that, we see him with 2 arms. And it's like, okay, what is going on? Does he have the Hana Hana no Mi, Robin's devil fruit? And is that why he's able to create more arms and limbs? Or is he a special 4-armed race tribe that just hides his arms every now and then? It's weird. So, like, at this point, I'm assuming he is a special race that has the Horo Horo no Mi, and he's dead. And that's how Perona gets the fruit. I have no clue what's going on with this guy. You know, hopefully when the chapter comes out, we can, like, observe more details about this, because that's fascinating. I love repeat devil fruits. I think it does help flesh the world out a little bit more. And, you know, it's like, yeah, somebody had to have had the devil fruit before Perona. I guess it was Gilbastar. Does he laugh like Perona then? Because Perona does the Horo 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 Horo. Like, does he do that? Because that'd be kind of cursed. The next character we get an update on is Dragon. And of course, he is holding a rifle to his marine ship captain because he wants them to save the civilians who are fleeing from the island. Saying, hey, like, if you don't do it, I'm going to kill you. Makes sense. That is exactly what we expect from Dragon. Next up, we got the Roger Pirates yet again. And we see that Rayleigh and Gabon have decided to return to the island. After dropping off Shaki and the treasure chests, they're going back for their captain, which is massive. This is pure copium, I understand that, but maybe this is where we see them run into the God Knights and fight them, because we still need some clarification on why Scopper looked at St. Somers and said, hey, long time no see, buddy. Of course, they could have met off the island, it could be years later, but I do think it'd be kind of fitting if it just was shown right here, and then, oh yeah, like, it's a nice tie-in to current day events. That'd be cool. But yeah. As far as the God Knights go, we get no updates on them whatsoever in this chapter, which is just odd. Are they on the island? Are they off the island? We have no clue. And another thing, and this is a personal slight, by the way. You know, I'm taking this one personally. Bro, no barbell? I know. It's a meme. Nobody cares about him but me. But brother, where is he? Literally, Gil Bastar got screen time, but not barbell? What? He's the one fishman of the crew. He's the father of the sea. I don't know, man. Maybe he's already gone. Maybe he's like at Fishman Island, swimming around in circles. He's in a fishbowl. I just have no clue. I'm just so shocked we haven't seen him yet. Maybe we will. Maybe the leakers left him out by accident. Maybe he's like in the background somewhere. We'll have to like look for him. But yeah, I just want to see what Barbell's up to, brother. I just want to see it. So next, speaking of being off the island, Emu is off the island. I know, right? That really shocked me. Emu is still in Saturn's body, and he's doing the Gunko possession thing where he's simply taking over the eyes. So yes, we have normal Saturn with Emu's eyes, and they're off the island on a world government ship. And Emu orders God Valley to be erased from existence. Sounds like he's about to do a Lelucia type event. But how? How is he going to do it? Of course, Lelucia was fueled by the Mother Flame. At this point in time, 38 years ago, he didn't have the Mother Flame. So what's going on here? Does the Lelucia destroying weapon still have some leftover energy? And after this, they need the Mother Flame? Maybe. Or does Emu have another way to erase the island? And of course, since Emu wants to erase the island, I do think this puts some onus on the notion that the God Knights are no longer here. Like, I'm sure Emu's like, hey, God Knights, I'm gonna blow this bitch up. Get off now. And then, of course, Garling and everybody's like, okay, thank you, Supreme Leader. We're getting off the island ASAP. Which, while that makes logical sense, I kind of don't want that to be the case. Because the God Knights haven't done anything, dude. I get it, right? They're not going to be over here boxing Roger and Garp. But, bro, something. No W's. Not a single one. Crazy, crazy. Like the meme of like, oh, if it's a 1v1 fight between Garling and a pregnant mother of 6. Oh, always bet on Garling. That's true. That's all we have from the guy. Same with Sommers. Oh, if it's a handcuffed woman, always vote on St. Sommers. Oh, man. It's a great meme, though, I'll admit. I do get a good laugh from it, but I wish we had more. The narrator goes on, and they do give us some pretty good breakdowns on how Marines and Cypherpole actually erased all the information pertaining to God Valley and the Hunting Tournament. The leakers do not go into detail, but I am expecting some good stuff there from the chapter. And now we go back to the fight. Garp, Roger versus Rox. We see multiple clashes of Supreme King's Haki. Most attacks are not working. So Roger and Garp say, hey, let's put all of our Haki into a single ultimate combined attack. Problem with this is that once they do it, they'll have no strength left. So it's a big gamble. Garp agrees with Roger's plan. And then here we have it. End of the chapter. Double page spread. 2 brand new attacks. Roger's ultimate is called Wise Man of the Flame God. Or Hino Kagetsuchi no Ace. That is the Japanese word. And brother, we got the ace drop here. I love it. I love that Roger's main attack is Ace. You know, I think it's just so damn fitting. And of course, his sword is also named Ace. So we got a lot of aces going around here in the building. And Garp's attack is Infinitum Explosion, which does fit the whole galaxy theme. And yes, Roger ends up thrusting multiple times into Rox's body. And then Garp essentially uses a Gumu Gumu no Gatling without any devil fruit at hand. And that is where the chapter ends with Rox defeated. While he's defeated, keep in mind, he's not like fully dead yet. It sounds like he's simply fading away, kind of like Saturn. So there is a chance we'll see him next chapter still. But there we have it. The narrator kicks in and they say that the world government sought to conceal the incident of this entirely. However, the group under Roxy Zabek was an organization of chaos that shaped the era. The collapse of the Rox Pirates shook the world with its defined echoes. End of chapter, break next week. So now, gotta ask the question. Is God Valley over? I think we'll get one more chapter. I say 1 chapter minimum, 2 chapters at the most. Because next chapter, we gotta see how God Valley was erased. I do think we need an update on the God Knights and Emu and all of them. And then, of course, the whole, like, Rayleigh and Scopper plotline, right? They're on the island going for Roger. Maybe they pick up Roger, and then it could be like an Alabasta situation where Garp, because he's out of energy, you know, because of the ultimate attack, he can't move. And then Roger's like, hey, Scopper, pick him up. We want to save this guy, too. Kind of like how Luffy told Zoro to save Smoker. Maybe we'll get a parallel there. And I think the main parallel there, too, is that, you know, Smoker was known as the hero of Alabasta. Garp is being known as the hero of God Valley. So it's like, okay, the parallel is there. So yeah, I could definitely see Scopper and Rayleigh also saving Garp. Another thing I'm looking forward to is the discovery of the babies. Like, imagine the Roger Pirates' reaction when they see Shanks in the chest. When the rough draft of that came out, it's like, oh, like, we have all this here. Like, you know, Oda's playing around with it. We'll finally get that in the canon manga next week, possibly. And then, of course, Garling is going to realize that Maffy only saved 1 baby. What is his reaction to that? I think we need a lot of reactions post God Valley. And then, of course, the main one that we'll get back to, the meat and potatoes of the whole flashback, King Harold. His reaction to his best friend dying and, you know, seemingly losing his entire family lineage. I can't wait to see what goes down. But alas, that is it for today, guys. Let me know what you thought about this chapter down below. Everything seems phenomenal. I'm excited to see the freaking action for myself. Let me know what your favorite part of the spoilers actually were, and I'll catch you guys in the next couple of days because we will be back for a post-game video. I don't know when I'm going to drop it. There is a break week, so I'm going to, you know, laze around for a little bit, man. But until then, you guys take care. Thanks for stopping by. If you have the time, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my gaming channel here on the side at Syvduck, SYVDUCK. I also stream under that same username on Twitch every other night, super late at night. And of course, I have an anime reaction channel right up here called Somnus Reacts, where I react to One Punch Man and One Piece and anything else that catches my eye. But yeah, you guys take care. Peace out and stay safe, brothers.